as new polling suggests the president receiving his lowest approval rating since taking office. In the latest Quinnipiac University poll, just 38% said they approved of President Biden's performance, compared to 53% who didn't. While Democrats and Republicans responded along party lines, 60% of independents, who, let's remember, played a key role in Joe Biden's 2020 election win, said they disapprove of his standing in office. The president's numbers have fallen off a cliff somewhat in recent months as the administration juggled converging crises both at home and abroad. His approval rating is now down 12 points from a high watermark of 50% in February.
These new poll numbers, frankly, are brutal for the president. In this brand new Quinnipiac poll, only 38% of Americans approve of how Biden is handling his job, compared to 53% who disapprove. That's the lowest approval rating Biden has had since taking office. Another striking number, only 39% of Americans approve of Biden's handling of the economy. 55% say they disapprove of the job he's doing on the economy. When asked, is Joe Biden an honest president? 44% of Americans say yes. 50%, a plurality, say no. And one of the most damning results of all, more than half of the American people, 55%, say the Biden administration is not competent in running the government. 42% says the administration is.
All right, guys, so as you can see there, that is the mainstream liberal media regrettably going after Joe Biden and his ultra low approval numbers. Guys, his approval rating is now in the 30%. Okay, it's in the 30%, right? And because it's so low, the mainstream media has to cover it, right? I mean, CNN, they can't get 1 million viewers, right, on any of their programs. Okay, so now they've realized, okay, people actually don't like this guy, Joe. So maybe we should start actually talking about him more negatively, right? And stop kissing his ass. Maybe we'll get our viewership numbers up. So as you can see, the lamestream media is desperate, right? They're desperate for ratings. They're so desperate that they're now covering how bad Joe is doing. Now, CNN also this morning came out and let us know that Biden's new jobs report for September last month is absolutely terrible. Take a look.
On off the presses, a brand new jobs report, a look at the state of the economy. Chief business correspondent Christine Romans with the new details. What does it say?
All right, let me just run through the top line numbers for you here, John, because it's a real brain teaser. 194,000 net new jobs added, way less than anybody expected, and less than last month and the worst of the year.
You know, you were talking about the jobs numbers. Something that no one seems to be talking about, and I didn't hear it from your panel, is how bad those jobs numbers were for women. Yeah. We have seen again and again and again how bad our jobs numbers are for women.
Things are coming down pretty rapidly. We just have this jobs report. Steve, what do you see?
194.
Whoa.
I see 194,000. That is real low.
Guys, the Biden administration just keeps falling apart. Just when you think Biden couldn't get any lower, he actually does. It gets worse. Guys, we were expected to create 500,000 jobs. They had 500,000 jobs last month. That's what we're expected to do. But we only got, what, 194,000? That is pathetic. Pathetic, right? This also comes as Moody's Analytics basically came out with a number saying that the real cost of inflation for the average American household is $175 a month. Yes, that's right. You're paying an extra $175 a month because of the Biden administration created inflation crisis, right? So we're not picking up any jobs in the economy, right? And inflation is rising, okay? But hey, build back better though. Build back better. This is absolutely terrible. And it's crazy because this guy used to be the most popular president ever, right? He came into office the most popular president ever, according to the mainstream liberal narrative. It seems that he's went from hero to zero, kind of like the heroes last year that worked during the pandemic, but have now been fired in part because of Biden's push for vaccine mandates. But, you know, don't worry about that, right? Don't worry about that, because according to Joe Biden, that's okay that people are getting fired and losing their livelihoods because companies are 99% vaccinated now. Take a look.
These requirements work. And as the Business Roundtable and others told me when I announced the first requirement, that encouraged businesses to feel they could come in and demand the same thing of their employees. more people are getting vaccinated. More lives are being saved. Let's be clear. When you see headlines and reports of mass firings and hundreds of people losing their jobs, look at the bigger story. I've spoken with Scott Kirby, CEO of United Airlines, who's here today. United went from 59% of their employees to 99% of their employees in less than 2 months after implementing the requirement. 99%.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Biden's essentially making an argument that, well, you know, there are people losing their livelihoods, their jobs, they can't feed their families anymore simply because of their personal health choices. But hey, you know what? It's okay. It's okay because companies are now 99% vaccinated. And of course, that's going to happen, Joe, when you are firing everybody who is unvaccinated. Obviously, right? I mean, this is just simple math. Okay, but see, the Biden administration does not understand that, you know, he's not in a position right now where he should be encouraging private companies or even the government to get rid of employees, considering how his economy is doing so terribly, right? Remember, at the beginning of the year, guys, the experts, right, the big banks, the financial institutions, I say, hey, we're supposed to see record growth this year, right? Record growth. The economy is supposed to be red hot and on fire. So how in the hell do you inherit a economy that's supposed to be red hot and on fire, but yet we get this, right? We're in the situation we're in right now. The Democrats have literally bundled a opportunity handed to them. But hey, you know what? This is just what the Democrats do. That's what they do. And speaking of the Democrats and the Biden administration, it's not just the media that is distancing themselves from the Biden administration. You also have major Democrat players like the governor of Virginia, who's currently in a very, very tight governor's race with Republican Glenn Youngkin, come out and essentially distance himself from Biden as well. Take a look.
But we got to get Democrats out to vote. We are facing a lot of headwinds from Washington. As you know, the president is unpopular today, unfortunately, here in Virginia. So we have got to plow through.
All right, guys. So you heard that. Essentially what this man is saying is that Biden is so unpopular. He's so disliked in Virginia that they can't even campaign using his name, right? They can't campaign off his name and likeness. This man is the Democrat president of the United States. Again, I don't think Obama was that disliked, right? And, you know, it's funny how a lot of people want to talk about the racism directed towards Obama. Bruh, Joe Biden is getting way more hate than Obama got. I mean, let's be real, okay? Also, Biden's getting way more hate than Kamala, okay, who is also half black, right? Speaking of Kamala, just like this Virginia governor, I believe that Kamala has distanced herself from Biden as well. Again, it went from the Biden-Harris administration to just the Biden administration. Kamala has been just missing in action. She's off the scene. And the reason why, I mean, I've speculated this, is because she knows how unpopular Biden is. And she knows that if she has any shot of winning in 2024, taking over the reins, then she needs to distance herself from him. He is that unpopular, right? So, you know, hey, man, Democrats are kind of coming out and saying the quiet part out loud, just like when John Kerry earlier this week basically told us that Biden is clueless and has no idea what the hell is going on, in reference to France being upset about a nuclear submarine deal with Australia. Take a look.
And President Biden asked me about it, and I told him and expressed.
You told Joe Biden that it was not the right.
He asked me. He said, "What's the situation?" And I explained exactly. He had not been aware of that. He literally had not been aware of what had transpired. And I don't want to go into the details of it, but suffice it to say that that the president, my president, is very committed to strengthening the relationship and making sure that this is a small event of the past and moving on to the much more important future.
All right, guys, so I want you guys to understand what the president's special envoy to climate is saying here, right? He's saying that the president literally had not been aware that France was pissed off at us, right? So pissed off that I think they removed an ambassador from the United States and from Australia in response to the fact that Australia folded on a submarine deal that they had with France in favor of going with the U.S. and the UK to get nuclear submarines to combat China, right? So France was pissed, right? Very pissed. And the president, according to John Kerry, literally had no idea what was going on. And again, that is just embarrassing, right? And I want you guys to listen to Miss Jen Psaki try to do damage control over the fact that the president has no clue what's going on.
You said this president's first love is foreign policy. So why doesn't he know about these things in real time?
Of course he knew about the French being displeased. Let me finish.
Literally had not been aware.
Peter, I would encourage you to ask John Kerry specifically about the context of his comments. The president and the former secretary are also good friends. He relies on his counsel, and as he does with many members of his national security team, but that certainly is not what he was intending to convey.
So there's, Jen Psaki trying to clean up the comments by the former Secretary of State that very obviously show that Biden has no clue what's going on. All this is happening while China is essentially threatening to go to war with Taiwan, right? They are increasingly flying their aircraft into Taiwan's airspace in a show of force that has the world thinking that China, sooner rather than later, is probably going to invade Taiwan, which puts the U.S. in a very peculiar situation as allegedly we have sent troops to Taiwan in order to help kind of reinforce their military and ensure them that we will be there for them just in case China gets too aggressive. So it seems like depending on what China does in regards to this Taiwan situation, again, sooner rather than later, we could find ourselves in a war with China, or at the very least a proxy war with China in regards to Taiwan. So it's a good thing, it's a great thing, right, that we have a president in office that has no clue what the hell is going on, right? In times like this, when we are potentially on the verge of going to war with China over Taiwan, we have Biden, right, as the commander-in-chief. Like I tell you guys, just when you think it couldn't get worse, it continues to get worse. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.